over 16 million viewers cannot be wrong. Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be about The Walking Dead, Season 4, Episode 1, 30 Days Without an Accident. This is going to be a breakdown of the first episode of the season. This will contain spoilers, so if you have not watched it yet, by all means, click off of this now. Don't watch it, because this will be talking about stuff in the episode and my opinions on stuff. So, to start out, we have Rick, Farmer Rick, getting up in the morning, splashing some water on his face, and he's heading down to the garden. It's like just another day on the farm. He's got his MP3 player, and he's listening to some stuff, and he's getting ready to work, and he's digging up a gun and tossing it in the wheelbarrow, and he starts looking over at the fence, the gathering of zombies, and the most, we've seen a lot of walkers from season 1 to season 3 and everything in between. What he sees on the fence, in my opinion, is one of the scariest looking walkers that I've seen to date in The Walking Dead. And it's something that I talked about in my season 4 review of the trailer that was released at Comic-Con earlier this summer. This new breed of walkers, whatever's wrong with them, they're bleeding. They have like Ebola, or they're bleeding from the eyes and their nose and their mouth, or whatever. The eyes are like shot, and they've got blood on their face, and it's like, what is up with these? And he's looking at them like, what the hell? And exactly what I was thinking. Like, what is up with these new zombies? And how are they getting like this? It's, to me, it's absolutely terrifying. But I loved it. I was like, whoa! It made me jump off the couch almost. Um, so that right off the bat, gets you wondering, what is going on with this, with these zombies, with these new walkers. And next we have a look at what the rest of the prison has been looking like. We're looking at like about a 6 month span down the road from where season 3 left off, with the death of Andrea at Woodbury and bringing everyone from Woodbury back to the prison. So we got a lot of new people. And of course, everyone's curious to see what these new people will bring to the series. You also got to wonder how vested you have to be with these new people. It's like, okay, the episode is called 30 Days Without an Accident. You're not going to call an episode that without having some kind of accident. So, all right, one of the first ones we see is young Patrick. And Daryl's walking through the camp, and everyone's like, hey, Daryl, thanks, Daryl. We love you, Daryl. Daryl's getting all this love, and he's not used to this. He's not used to getting all this attention. He's a loner, He's taken on a lot of responsibility. He's a new leader in the group, which we've seen. There's a new council at the prison. There's Rick, Herschel, Daryl. I believe Tyrese is part of it. Carol's probably on it. Most of the main characters that we've seen from the last couple seasons are on the council. They're running the show, which is good to see. You brought in all these people from Woodbury. You've got to have some kind of, well, for lack of better words, government. And not the kind of governing that was going on in Woodbury before. This is good people you're dealing with now. You want to treat your family like a family, not throw barbecue parties with lemonade and have weird stuff going on in the background, like zombie fights and stuff. So back to the new people. You got young Patrick. And if you don't know who this is, I found out that this is the guy that does the voice for Phineas and Ferb. Poor guy. Doesn't make it very long in the show. he thanks Daryl for the deer and says it was such a treat. And this is a pretty proper, well brought up kid, a lot of manners. Not the most mature kid, not the manliest of kids, not very tough, but a nice kid. And so we're introduced to him, and unfortunately, at the end of the episode, well, I'll get to that later. But next we see Tyrese has a new love in his life. Karen, who was in the last season, I believe she was one of the last people that survived from Woodbury, I believe. So they've got a new thing going on. Beth has a new boyfriend. His name is Zach. And I've seen him in other stuff before, some other horror movies or some haunting movies or something. But like I said, you don't know how vested you are supposed to be in all these new people. But he doesn't make it very far either. Next, we have Bob Stuckey. He's going on a run with everyone. And, if he didn't go on this run with everyone to the big spot in town, the episode would have been boring because if it was, we see he's got a problem. When he gets to the big spot, everyone's doing their thing. They clear out the walkers. They go inside. And he goes past the liquor section. And we see that Bob has a problem. He's looking at the bottle and he's looking at the liquor and he puts it back. Well, he put it back, and those YouTube videos where you see someone stocking in the liquor department and the whole thing collapses or a shelf falls down. Same thing happens to Bob. He puts the bottle on the shelf and the whole thing collapses, which brings the entire shelving unit down on top of him and collapses. Well, this wakes up all the walkers on the roof. Yeah, there's over 24. I'm a nerd when it comes to this. Yes, I actually paused it and counted the zombies, the walkers on the roof. There's over 24 walkers on this roof where there was a crashed helicopter. That was quite a sight. It's like, well, how the hell did they get up there? Well, look at the size of the helicopter. Obviously, they were all on the helicopter, or somehow, some way they got up there. They didn't just fly, okay? Some people are like, oh, well, that's ridiculous. How did they get up there? Well, duh, they were on the helicopter. Anyways, back to Bob. So Bob's got a problem. Puts the liquor back on the shelf. And the shelf and the whole shelving unit falls on top of him, which wakes up all the walkers. Next thing you know, it's raining walkers. Hallelujah. Yes, it was raining walkers through the roof. They all come crashing through. And it was quite the sight. And you want to talk about an original, chaotic moment in The Walking Dead. There you have it. That was a hell of a way to kick off season 4 with the raining walkers coming down through the roof. And, some of them went splat. Some of them were hung up in the ceiling in the electric cords. Some of them were just dancing around, trying to get after the people. It was just utter chaos at its finest, and everyone made it out of there except for poor Zach. Zach didn't make it. He bought the big one. And yeah, it was a significant part of seeing a new threat to the group at the prison. It's like you never know what you're going to see when you're going on these runs. They're like, oh, we cleared out a couple walkers. Oh, the store's fine. No, it's not. It's not. Oh, what's next? Oh, Rick, while they're all on this run, Rick is out and meets little Clara. And Clara ends up being an absolute psycho and tries to kill him. And she says she had to do all these bad things. And Rick ends up killing her. The long story short. It's probably not my favorite part of the episode. Thought it was going to lead up to something big and significant, but it didn't. But nonetheless, she tries to kill him back at her camp, fails miserably. She kills herself, and then he just ends up leaving. And she basically says, the things that you did, you can't come back from them. And this is going to bother Rick for a while, I think, because he ends up talking to Herschel about it back at the prison when he gets back, and he's holding his baby, and he's like, obviously talking to him about it, because then Herschel's like, yes, you can come back from these things. So that's going to be stuck in Rick's head for a while. Speaking of Herschel's Lieutenant Dan, Herschel's got new legs. Yes, Herschel has a new leg, new peg leg. It looks great. He's walking around, and I didn't notice it in the first scene when he was guarding there, but yeah, leg looks good, Herschel. Keep it up. Next, let's see. Then we have, we're getting towards the end of the episode, and the pig from the start of the episode, where I was talking about Rick was farming and stuff. Violet, the pig, died by the end of the episode. He looks up, and the same walker that he's looking at the start of the episode, he's looking at him again. It's the same blood-soaked walker with the blood coming out of the eyes and everything. Just absolutely terrifying. And then we see Patrick is not feeling well after story time with Carol, and he was sick, and he excused himself. Well, at the end of the episode, he's hacking, he's coughing, he's wheezing, he's staggering. He's having a bad night. He's sweating his brains out. He's completely soaked with sweat. And he gets to the shower room in another part of the prison, and he's trying to hose himself off, because try to relieve himself a little bit or something. Ends up collapsing. Slow pan across the floor. We see Patrick lying there. He's motionless. He's dead. He's got blood around him. You look at his face, and he's got the blood coming from the eyes. Oh my God, Patrick's got blood coming out of his eyes. Unreal. Poor Patrick, nice kid. What a horrible way to die. Just miserable. And so it makes you wonder. The big question is, they said in the season trailer that they were hinting that this new problem is coming from the inside of the prison. But obviously it's affecting stuff on the outside too. The animals, stuff on the outside. Walkers on the outside of the prison are being affected by this. Something is infecting them. Which comes to the next episode, is actually called, number 2 is called Infected. So it makes you wonder, it makes you ask, what is infecting them? Is it something gone airborne? A new trace of the virus that everyone's infected with? So it's evolving? Is it something in the water? What is this new threat that is coming to the people in the prison in season 4? Is crazy. It's absolutely nuts. A couple small points, just quick touching on. Daryl went back, told Beth about Zach. She's like, I'm not going to cry about it. Glad I didn't say goodbye to him. Gives Daryl a hug. And he's like, I'm tired of losing people, So 30 days without an accident. She took the 3 off the sign. Now it's back to 0. Patrick's dead. Bob Stookey's got a problem with alcohol. And, almost forgot. Carol is teaching the children about knife safety. Welcome to, it's like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, only different. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week for episode number 2. Thanks.